How to never run out of things to say. Have you ever frozen mid-conversation, unsure of what to say next? That uncomfortable silence, that mental blank, can feel like social death. Whether you're on a date, networking at an event, or just trying to make new friends, the fear of running out of things to say is one of the most common social anxieties people face. But what if I told you the problem isn't your personality, or that you're boring, but that you've been approaching conversations the wrong way? Based on the insights from the popular YouTube video, How to Never Run Out of Things to Say, by Charisma on Command, let's break down exactly why conversations stall, and how you can develop an endless flow of meaningful, engaging dialogue, without memorizing scripts or forcing fake small talk. The real reason people run out of things to say. Most people think the reason they go silent is because they don't know enough interesting topics. But that's a surface-level problem. The real reason is mental pressure and self-monitoring. You're not running out of things to say, you're editing too much in your head. When you're constantly checking, does this sound smart? Will they laugh? What if this is awkward? You create a bottleneck in your mind, where ideas get blocked before they're even expressed. This inner critic causes hesitation, silence, and awkwardness. Key shift. Conversations are not performances. They're not meant to be perfectly optimized. They're meant to be fluid, present, and imperfect. Stop trying to be impressive. Start being expressive. Stop chasing topics. Follow threads. One of the most powerful insights from the video is that you don't need to come up with new topics. Just follow what's already been said. Every sentence someone says contains threads you can pull on. For example, they say, "I went to Italy last summer." You could ask, "What was your favorite part of the trip? Was that your first time there? Did you try any weird food?" Each question follows a thread. You're not switching the subject, you're zooming in. This shows genuine interest and gives the other person space to expand naturally. Following threads is far easier and deeper than constantly jumping topics. Use the Ford method. When you do need to initiate new threads, the Ford method is a reliable tool. F. Family. O. Occupation. R. Recreation. D. Dreams. These are universal themes everyone can talk about. You don't need to ask robotic questions, just be curious. Example. Instead of, "What do you do for work?" ask, "Right finger, what's something you like about your job? Or something you'd change if you could?" This adds emotional flavor and opens the door for meaningful dialogue, not just facts. The magic of association. Another technique is called association chaining. When someone says something, you mentally associate it with something else, and then share your story, thought, or question. Example. They say, "I had sushi last night." You could associate and say, "That reminds me of the time I tried sushi in Tokyo, it was wild." "I've never been into sushi, do you have a favorite spot?" "Funny, I used to think sushi was raw chicken when I was a kid." You're not staying silent or trying to impress, you're simply allowing your natural thoughts to flow and voicing your associations. The brain works in associations. The more you trust that flow, the less you'll freeze. Tell one-line stories. Instead of making points. A lot of people try to sound smart in conversation. They make points. But facts and opinions can create distance. What pulls people in is storytelling. Instead of saying, "Right finger, traffic in LA is terrible." Say, "Right finger, it once took me 2 hours to go 10 miles in LA. By the end I was singing to my steering wheel like a crazy person." This is what the video calls one-line stories, short, personal, and relatable. You don't need to be a comedian or author. Just add a moment, a feeling, a quick scene. It makes you more human and gives the other person something to respond to. Ask yourself this: if I was already friends with this person, what would I say? This is a powerful psychological reframe. When you're nervous, you go into performance mode. You try to be funny, clever, or cool. But when you're with your real friends, you don't do that. You're relaxed, curious, and spontaneous. So next time you're in a conversation and feel stuck, ask yourself, if I already felt completely safe and accepted by this person, what would I say right now? This instantly reduces tension and unlocks authenticity. Be willing to be the first to share. If you want someone to open up, you go first. Don't wait for deep questions or perfect openings. Offer a little piece of yourself, a funny story, a vulnerable moment, a random opinion. Example. Instead of asking, "What do you do for fun?" say, "Right finger, I've recently gotten obsessed with paddleboarding. It's way harder than it looks. I fell off like 3 times last weekend." When you lead with energy and openness, it creates psychological safety. Most people are just waiting for someone to give them permission to be real. The 70/30ths rule of charisma. People feel most connected to those who, 70%, listen of the time, 30%, talk of the time, but during your 30%, you actually share something of yourself, not just generic or filtered responses. The 70/30ths rule is about listening deeply, but also expressing honestly. It's not about dominating the conversation, it's about making it mutual, flowing, and alive. Final thoughts. Conversation is a muscle, not a talent. No one is born charismatic. The ability to hold flowing, natural conversations is a trainable skill, like playing an instrument. The more you practice these techniques, threading, associating, storytelling, curiosity, the more natural they become. And most importantly, it's not about always knowing what to say. It's about being willing to say what's already in you. You already have enough. You just need to stop filtering, start listening, and let the conversation live.